Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, baby, for another episode of Fragtag Radio. And here with you today are your boys, Pradius.
Matter of fact.
And J to the Ray.
Okay, so we gotta get those plugs out there. A lot of them done dropped off the face of the earth.
Game RSS.
And Happy Gamer still going strong.
Gamer still going strong. We have Game On.
Yep, Game On still going strong.
Shouts to Troy.
Shouts. And we got newcomers. Definitely check out gaming news and reviews. That's on Android and iOS. And then,
so is Game RSS.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Game On is only on Windows Phone and iOS.
Right. Mm-hmm. And also Filter Gaming and Video Games News. Both of those on Android. Check all those apps out. All of them are free. All of them are awesome. Great apps. Also, you can catch us on Twitter at Fragtag Radio, on the website fragtagradio.com, and YouTube, Stitcher, TuneIn, the usual spots. And if you want to get that episode 15 seconds before it goes up everywhere else, find us at fragtagradio.com. All right, and with that, fresh off of E3, just finished up watching the Xbox press conference and even sneaked in the EA conference before we came up here to the studio.
Snuck it right on in there.
Snuck it
right on in there.
So first on the list, they showed some gameplay from Earth Shadow of Mordor during the pre-show on Spike TV.
That game looks surprisingly good.
Very playable.
Yeah. Very playable, that's right.
That's the game that the guy who was making it was getting sued by the Assassin's Creed guy for quote-unquote stealing his code.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they say that the code used in Shadow of Mordor resembles Assassin's Creed so closely that they were trying to get him for copyright. Because I guess the combat system and whatnot is very, very closely related.
Right.
So, but it looks like a good game. I mean,
looks like maybe the first Lord of the Rings game I'm really going to be interested in.
Yeah. I mean, there hasn't been too many.
Other than the Middle Earth one was pretty good.
Which one's that?
The RTS?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, gosh, I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, the one that came out on Xbox 360 later in its life cycle. Yeah, the MOBA.
Yeah, so that's pretty good. All right, and Homefront, Crytek is
stepped it up a notch with that one.
Yeah.
No grenades out of the chest?
No more of that. Homefront looks better than it ever did. Completely open world this time.
Yeah.
Which was really nice.
That's interesting.
There's tons of different characters around. You can pick up side missions. And during the gameplay they showed is this dude, and you go into like this store, but it's abandoned, but there's still like some random things in the store. Yeah. And there's like a sign in there that says take only what you need or whatever. And then like you do a lot of stuff with your cell phone.
Yeah,
what is it, Halloween?
Like secret caches. Because remember in the preview, he held up his phone to like air return. Yeah. Popped it open, there was a gun with some grenades chilling.
Like Halloween. Take only what you need.
Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, so those were the two main things from the pre-show. But main thing, Xbox press conference. Before we get into talking about exactly what we saw, let's go ahead and then just grade the conference overall.
We'll do that at the end.
We'll do it at the end again too, in case we happen to change our mind. But
I would have to say a strong B+. That's where the only thing, of course, I missed the first 20 minutes of it. So I mean, you know, I missed some things I wanted to see. There was the only reason I wouldn't give it an A, because I thought it was really good. I thought it was really well paced. Is because there was just a couple things I wanted to see that I didn't see. Yeah.
Rise 2, Perfect Dark, Battletoads, Fallout 4,
and we might still see Fallout 4 at some point at E3. You know, maybe who knows?
Gears of War.
That was another one. I would have, like you said. We knew we weren't going to see a lot of Gears of War. We knew that was impossible, but
was hoping for a little CGI teaser trailer.
But I tell you what, I really got my hopes up for Rise 2. That was the one I almost was certain we were going to see. I was certain of it, and then Perfect Dark would have been great. And I would have also liked for them to talk more about Season 2 of Killer Instinct, rather than just mentioning TJ Combo.
Yeah, Ken Long came out there and was like, looking forward to playing it on the show floor.
Yeah, that was it.
How about TJ Combo? All right, man, peace.
Moving on. been working with these guys on Phantom Dust. Pretty awesome. Check it out.
So I mean, compared to their press conference last year, they knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, B+ for me, and that's pretty much how I feel at this point.
I'd say A. I was really not looking forward to this one at all. I mean, it wasn't really. I heard about some of the announcements they were going to do, like the Battletoads, which I was hoping we'd see, but we didn't see any of that. But still, I mean, Crackdown 3
it was great looking.
It really is. Sunset Overdrive
looks good.
Incredible.
Let's not forget too that during these press conferences they have a certain allotted amount of time, so there could be some things that they wanted to maybe talk about that they just didn't quite have the time. That could still leak throughout the E3.
Well, that was another thing. Like, I feel like a third of the conference was devoted to third-party games that were going to be multi-platform.
And the reason is because
especially games that like EA games like Dragon Age and Ubisoft's games like Assassin's Creed, they were going to have their own press conferences anyway.
And the only reason they were there.
They could have just let them announce that stuff at their own press conference.
And they should have, but they could have just came out and said, hey, with these games, you can get DLC first, exclusive content.
Check out EA and Ubisoft's press conference later today.
Yeah, and by the way, you'll get content first on Xbox One. Yeah. I feel like they did this maybe just because they're getting the content first, which is obviously why they did it, but they didn't need to spend as much time on it as they did. But hey, I'll tell you what, man, they really did. I mean, we knew we weren't going to see Quantum Break.
No.
We knew we weren't going to see that, but I would have liked to have seen more of that. And we already knew, so I wasn't disappointed about that because they kind of prepared us. But, you're right. Sunset Overdrive looked tight. It looked good. And there was some other stuff, which we'll get to in a second, that looked really good, too.
All right, so moving down the list.
What about you? You didn't...
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and just give it a solid A to A-. I loved everything I saw. There wasn't a game shown that I didn't like, that I disliked. Like I said, everything looked great that was there. It's just I was really looking forward to seeing a teaser trailer for Gears of War. Yeah. And I was looking forward to Perfect Dark, Battletoads, Rise 2. Fallout 4 had been so heavily rumored that I was like almost sure it was going to happen.
It might still at some point during this E3, just not at Microsoft's conference. And if it's like you said, or like it's rumored for it to possibly be an exclusive or at least get exclusive content, we would have definitely seen it.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
So. But I will say this, that they didn't spend a lot of BS time on fitness stuff or Connect stuff like we've seen them do in the past. So it was nice that they...
Yeah, matter of fact, there was a new fitness game, that Shape Up game announced.
Got very little time.
But it wasn't even shown at the conference. That was done like behind the curtains.
And they spent, 3 minutes on Dance Central and that's it? That was it. Hallelujah. I mean, because if this was last year, they'd have spent 15, 20 minutes on Dance Central.
Oh, yeah, with people dancing on stage. Yeah. Usher would have came out and performed.
So you can already see some of the effects of Phil Spencer, I think, already. Yeah. Which in the right direction. Look good.
All right, so let's start from the top. First thing they showed was Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. And usually they save Call of Duty for last. Yeah. The last 3 or 4 Xbox press conferences, they've always ended up with Call of Duty. I thought it was interesting that they started out with Call of Duty this time. That trailer was pretty awesome.
It was. It really was. I mean, that was all single player too.
Yeah. It was a whole actual gameplay segment. Yeah. I don't know what level it was, but dude was in like a pod that was dropping down, almost like on some Titanfall type ish. Yeah, it really was. And then thing busted open. They're fighting through the streets. They got these futuristic looking assault rifles where it's got like holographic thing on the side that shows you how many bullets are in the clip, and it was just pretty awesome. Awesome looking gun.
Suits on them all.
I hope they bring back the choices
from Black Ops.
The story choices, because that was one of the things that I really felt Ghosts was missing, and they almost took a step backwards as far as I go. Although I did really like Ghost's story,
it was good. Yeah,
I just would have liked to have seen some of
that. Was the main thing Ghost had going for it, was the story.
Yeah, I just I enjoyed those decisions. It gave it a little bit more replayability and kind of tackle this mission how you want. So
for sure. But yeah, so they're fighting through like a building, and then they're out on the street, and then they were trying to blow up like this big drone thing, and the dude's arm got caught in there, and he was like, "I'll see you on the other side," and pushes dude off the side, and then it blows up, and then like your dude gets hit with a piece of shrapnel, and then the next thing you know, another guy comes up and is dragging you away, but your arm's still laying there, like dude's arm.
It's crazy too because it's all first person. So when you land, your arm like moves.
Yeah.
And then when you're getting dragged away,
your arm's still laying
just
there.
still
Like,
laying there. Yeah.
That was a pretty epic trip.
It was, yeah.
I would say I haven't been looking forward to a Call of Duty this much in a very, very, very long time. Probably since the first Black Ops was the last time I was looking forward to a Call of Duty this much.
I really had no anticipation whatsoever for Ghosts. I really didn't. So, yeah, I would honestly say the same thing. It's good that they're kind of going in a new direction with things. So, yeah.
All right, second thing they showed was Forza Horizon 2. They showed off a good amount of stuff on it. The thing that stood out to me was the whole club thing where you can create your own club. And you can have up to 1,000 members.
Sounds like almost like what
in your driving club, which I thought was pretty awesome.
Sounds very similar to what they did with what Sony's doing with that Drive Club game. How it's like all about club online racing, and that would be perfect for Forza Horizon with the whole open world, rural setup.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to this because Forza Horizon was a great game, and September 30th this year. Good news.
Yeah, that's what the starts of a Frag Tag Drive Club.
Yeah.
Maybe you can even let it run itself like the Grand Theft Auto one.
Yeah, I mean, we've got like 400 members in our Grand Theft Auto.
All right, man, I'm moving to Xbox One. You're a leader, you're a leader, you're a leader. Have fun, boys. And then you check back weeks later and there's thousands of members all of a sudden.
Just be promoting. But yeah, so obviously it looked great.
Yeah. The weather effects, especially.
The weather effects, the way the paint like glistened in the sun on the side of the car, and like the carbon and the rims on some of those tires.
Typical Forza. You're always gonna love the visuals in Forza. It's something that they do top notch every time.
1080p, which we were talking about last episode about how there haven't been a lot of those.
You sure it's not 1073p?
Forza 5 was 1080p 60 frames per second.
Yeah.
This is 1080p 30 frames per second.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe the whole open world thing has made that more difficult for them. That kind of sucks though, man. For a racing game?
Yeah.
Damn.
But from what we could tell.
Oh, I'm sure it still looks great, but for a racing game, you almost got to be 60 frames per second.
Supposedly, the human eye can't see anything past 30 frames per second anyway.
Right. But you can definitely notice because if you ever seen an HFR movie,
oh yeah,
you can definitely tell the difference. You know.
Matter of fact, Hollywood movies are filmed in like 24 frames per second.
Exactly. Yeah, and then the Hobbit was the first Hobbit was the first movie to ever be released in HFR, high frame rate, and they charged more. And I went to see it, and so many people actually complained because they weren't used to seeing that, and they said it looked almost fake because it just looked so real. Like it didn't look what you're used to seeing in movies. Because like he said, everything else that's ever been reported, it's been 24, 20. Yeah. So this people thought it looked fake. It's just, I guess here's what scares me. When every other racing game on the market, Need for Speed, Forza, is 60 frames per second, how is this? I'm not saying that it's not going to be fun to play or I'm not going to like it, but the backlash that will probably come out of it.
Well, they've already gotten all that information out of the way. I mean, even before today, this was days ago, it was announced, and no one said anything bad about it. Matter of fact, I've only seen good things said about Forza so far.
But it's just rare. It's very rare to have a racing game that's 30 frames per second in this day and age.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that they could have dropped it down to 720 and got 60 frames per second, but I think they've realized that people are
resolution gate.
Yeah. So for some reason, people are more concerned about resolution and frame rate for some reason.
I disagree with that. I mean, you always want your games to look good, but you want them to play better before looking good.
Yeah. Exactly.
But you're right. Everybody complains about the damn resolution over the frame rate, but it is what it is. It's not as if 30 frames per second is bad. I mean, 90% of the games we played on last gen were 30 frames per second.
Right. All right. So Forza Horizon 2, great. Looking forward to that on September 30th. Evolve, which is a game that I know you've been looking forward to.
I really have. Yeah. The Kraken. Yeah. New monster looks awesome, and we knew more monsters were out there, but this is the first we've seen of anything other than Goliath. Right. And man, the tentacles that he was whipping around and everything, it looked hot. It looked really good.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, man, this game has just come out in left field for me over the past couple months. I mean, I knew about it, but I mean, it's it's rare for me to have this much anticipation for a multiplayer only game.
Right.
You know me. I'm more of a story based single player kind of guy, but this game is just wow,
blowing you away.
Yeah, it really has. It really has. I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, I'm
looking forward to it. Like I said, I mean, it's from reminds me of Left 4 Dead,
and
so,
made by the same team.
So to me, it's just a continuation. It's just deeper now. There's more instead of just shotguns or frying pan or 4 characters.
Well,
different classes all set up.
Yeah,
swap out.
And that's cool that they have new skills, different skills, not just reskinned. You know, I know you were a huge Left 4 Dead fan. You're not looking forward to this much, or?
Of all I'm looking forward to, I wouldn't say it's my most anticipated game of the year. Well, I'm definitely looking forward to playing it for sure.
Yeah.
Also, since it was the Xbox press conference, they went ahead and announced that the Evolved Beta will be exclusive on Xbox One, and all the DLC will be coming first to Xbox.
That's good because I really think this game is going to be very popular once it gets out. You know how people love multiplayer games, and it's the reason Left 4 Dead was so popular. So, you know,
especially good co-op experiences, because there aren't really a lot of good co-op experiences out there. A lot of games have co-op, but not everybody does it right.
Yeah, oh yeah, certainly.
And then, so speaking of good co-op, that segues us right into Assassin's Creed Unity,
which I missed and then finally saw when I was so upset that I missed it, and I watched it. I gotta say, wow, I'm excited.
Form your own brotherhood.
I know, that's what the
hop online with your friends, play through these story missions.
And all the assassins had different outfits, and I know you could always change outfits, but it didn't look like the same assassin with different costumes. Like you said, they all had different looks completely about them.
Yeah.
And wow, can you imagine us three getting down on Assassin's Creed story, going through an open world?
That'd be crazy. So, targets getting away, you could run up, cut them off.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
It's like, y'all keep going off flank.
Well, I missed the original unveiling at the press conference and watched it after, but one of the first things I asked P when I got here was, did it look like it did in the initial unveiling trailer? And I have to say, it did. Yeah. I mean, for 4-player co-op, for it to look that good,
pretty amazing.
Yeah, because we all know. I mean, look at Rise, for example. Rise was unbelievable looking when you played single player, but as soon as you jumped into co-op on multiplayer, it was a whole different looking game. Yeah. Not that it looked bad, because it didn't. It's just the camera was pulled back a little bit, and it didn't quite look as smooth. And you have to for multiplayer because you're over a network and internet and stuff. But I gotta say, man, this Unity co-op just looked phenomenal.
Yeah.
So. You said you haven't been looking forward to an Assassin's Creed this much either since our Brotherhood.
And I wasn't even looking forward to Brotherhood. It just came out and I happened to like it.
Yeah, and then you really were looking forward to Revelations after Brotherhood and it let you down.
Yeah. And then 4 came out and that turned out to be actually good.
4 was awesome.
So.
And Assassin's Creed, man, you just never know, I guess.
You never know.
They've all been good. There's just been some far better than others.
I think Revelations being just slightly below good, above average, I would give that one. But, all right, so Dragon Age Inquisition. That's probably your most anticipated game of the year.
Probably so, yeah. And we got to see it twice today. We got to see it at the at the EA press conference and the Microsoft press conference. Yeah. And that battle when they were fighting the dragon was pretty awesome.
Pretty dope.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell that they've really went the extra mile with the visuals in this one after the complaints that Dragon Age 2 received with the repetitive environments and whatnot. Yeah. You can almost see it in this game that they took that to heart.
Yeah. And well, with Dragon Age 2, the outdoor environments weren't the problem. It was the dungeons. Yeah, you're right. But you always had that dungeon that had the exact same, feel to it. Maybe just a right turn or left turn different. Change.
And, it was disappointing. But Dragon Age, you're right. Dragon Age, BioWare has always gotten the outdoor environments of Dragon Age looking really well. But, of course, Dragon Age is bigger than any BioWare game ever made. Until Mass Effect comes out. Yeah. But, I thought it was pretty incredible. You guys don't feel like it looked pretty awesome?
I mean, I've never really played them before, but seeing this now makes me want to go back and play the original ones over, just to get the story and then dive into that
A lot of good RPGs coming.
Yeah,
A lot of good RPGs coming.
Yeah.
We saw 3 of them at Microsoft's press conference.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think Dragon Age Inquisition could turn out to be my favorite third-party game of the year. If it's not that, it'll either be Assassin's Creed Unity or Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. There's a lot of good games coming out.
There really is. Yeah, we're going to be spoiled with good games, you know. And it's already really kind of started. It started really with Watch Dogs because even though there's not a ton of, I mean, Wolfenstein, and then there's some smaller games coming out. Murdered Soul Suspect came out, which got getting terrible reviews. But there's games coming out finally. You know, it's not really one game, then wait a month and a half, and then another game. You know, we're starting to get a flow of games. And then, of course, Holiday. We're going to get the bombarded.
I'm actually working on a review for Murdered Soul Suspect right now, so look forward to that next episode. All right, Sunset Overdrive, October 28th.
Wow. It's
an awesome game.
We sort of started talking about it a little bit at the beginning of the show. Great game. I think this is Insomniac getting back to its roots.
And
after Fuse, they needed to.
Insomniac, I think we had mentioned it one time on the show before. It was almost like they started up Fuse, and then they got this Sunset Overdrive into full swing, and they pulled resources from Fuse to get, because this looks good. It looks original.
Yeah.
It looks like, you know, hip. It's fresh.
Yeah.
It's just different.
So brand new.
Yeah. And I think we've had all these games we've kind of thrown into a stew pot and start around. Tony Hawk was one you mentioned. Crackdown. Almost BioShock Infinite with the roller coaster wheel. You know, Sky Rides or whatever. Skyhooks. And then, you know, you can almost kind of throw in several genres on it. You know, Left 4 Dead type with the zombies, and I mean, just all.
Or like a Crackdown 2 had the Freaks.
Oh yeah,
which was like all the infected.
Yeah. That's right. Gotham City Imposters with the crazy weaponry. You know, I mean, there's just a lot of cool mixing pot of things, and it really looks neat.
Yeah, the sense of humor for the game is really good.
Yeah, it does.
You notice when he loaded up and the camera came behind him, it was too close, he like bumped it back.
Oh, really?
So it would come back.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Well, it was funny that the way the trailer started out, it was like this military guy.
Yeah, it was
behind
serious.
It, right? And like, I was like, is this like another Call of Duty type of game?
I was like, what is going on?
And then next thing you know, the main character like busts in there with it and like starts blowing people up with his cartoony weapons. Yeah. You're like, oh wait, Sunset Overdrive.
Yeah.
It was really tight when the way they were, and this is going to be one of the key things for me, is the way they were moving around the environment so fluidly and smooth and great. Is that going to be very simple to where you can just pick up the controller and do it with ease? And I would imagine it would be.
I think it,
You know, and that's going to be one of the things that makes
you're supposed to do that, and the faster you're moving, the more your multiplier goes up, and the more points you get.
And that's the Tony Hawk aspect we were talking about. But I guess what I mean is, how difficult is it going to be to keep it going for so long? Yeah. If it's really kind of easy to pick up and do without a steep learning curve, I think this game will really be popular. Yeah. I think people will buy into it. And you could even see it almost doing tricks and stuff, too. Like you said, with the multiplier was going up. Then when they hit the roller coaster and he was sliding around, shooting everything, awesome, man. Awesome.
Great looking game.
It is.
And I got to say, I wasn't even really looking forward to this game until a couple weeks ago when they released that footage. And then this blew me away today.
Just goes to show
had to go home and change.
You never know.
Had to go home and change.
It was that great. And then the weirdest thing out of Microsoft's press conference was the announcement of that new DLC for Dead Rising 3.
Very weird.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, I wasn't quite sure if it was real or they were kidding.
Yeah.
Did y'all get that? I didn't want to say anything.
At first I got that, but then I thought, all right, they're finally making fun of themselves.
Yeah, that's at first I'm like, okay, this is cool, you know, and then I'm like, wait a minute, they're just making a joke, and then I'm like, wait a minute, shit's real.
Yeah.
Like dude, it was weird.
Well, they have characters from like almost every major Capcom franchise.
Let me ask you this, because I still don't quite understand. Is it Dead Rising 3 with Street Fighter characters in it? Yeah. Or is it Street Fighter with Dead Rising characters in it?
It's DLC for Dead Rising 3.
Okay, so that's what I thought it was, but man, it was so weird.
It's the Capcom 31st.
31st, yeah.
30? No, 31st.
So, yeah.
What was the name of it? Super Street Fighter, Dead Rising 3, Ultra, Turbo, Alpha 3, something
plus,
Prime,
yeah.
plus Prime, or something. It was, yeah.
It's crazy.
But all those titles were in that Capcom game.
Yeah.
At one point.
I don't doubt it at
But,
all. Don't doubt it at all, Matt.
it looks like it could be some fun DLC for Dead Rising 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Dead Rising 3 is a lighthearted game anyway, so it kind of fits.
Yeah. And especially since they just announced Dead Rising 3 coming to PC. So, yeah. Dance Central, we were just talking about that
We
before
were.
the show.
Download only, or not retail.
Nope, digital game.
Yeah, which is good. They also the one big piece of news that came out of that announcement was that now they can release tracks much quicker and faster than they ever did before, a la Rock Band or something along that nature. So,
Right. And I think this has the potential to be more popular than even the past Dance Centrals were.
yeah,
Although it's worth noting that this is Xbox One exclusive, not coming to 360. I'm surprised that they didn't make a 360 version.
maybe they will. Maybe they will. You know, eventually. And they really were focusing on Xbox One with this press conference, which is what I like. So I'm not sure if we would have even heard about a 360 version
If there was.
Yeah. Because that's one of the things that I really liked about this press conference is they were looking to the future.
Yeah.
It was
But
Xbox One.
That's another thing that was missing from the press conference was that Fantasia Music Evolved.
Oh, yeah.
When I saw the Harmonix logo and saw the Harmonix guy come out, I thought that's what we were about to see.
Well, he did talk about it before the Dance Central. He said, and then after he said, Fantasia Music Evolved, and then he said Dance Central, and then he said you can play both of these games or whatever, but they didn't show anything on it.
Right.
Yeah, so, the cost of Dance Central, $25, 20. You think it's going to be
Maybe 30.
maybe 30, which is better than $39.99 or $59.99. So,
Yeah.
I think it's the right move.
Definitely. Right. Fable Legends.
We've all here been looking forward to Fable Legends, and I still have to admit I have mixed. I'm skeptical. I thought it looked great. The graphics were top notch.
Yeah.
Some of the skills and stuff they were using was awesome, and like when she froze that guy and then he came over and slashed him up. I liked all that, and it looks like Fable for everybody who hasn't seen it yet. It looks like a Fable game, just the graphics are far better. It looks like. But I am still a little bit skeptical on how the whole story is going to come together. They didn't talk much about the story, but they did show some about the being able to play as the evil.
Right.
Yeah, they did show that.
And they showed the top-down view with him setting the bad guys on the battlefield.
and all that.
Yeah. I think it looks good. I'm looking forward to it. Also, there's going to be a multiplayer beta for Fable Legends coming to Xbox One this holiday season. So
I guess
we've got that to look forward to.
I guess my biggest question with this game is, let's say nobody is playing as the evil person or whatever, the enemy.
I'm sure it'll be randomized if there's nobody doing that.
Well, yeah, it'll be randomized, but that's not really my question. I mean, is there going to be a mode where the enemy can be played by a person, or is it going to be the entire game? There can be an option of somebody playing as that role. You know,
I think it's drop in, drop out.
I was about to say,
see, that'd be kind of cool. I could dig that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I guess what I want the most out of this game is, if I choose to, can I play it through the story like I did the old Fables?
Oh, I see.
Or if maybe me and P want to play co-op through the
It's
story.
going to force you to do this whole.
Yeah, right. Are they going to force it on us? Is what I'm wondering.
Well, all I'm saying is, if we play it together, I got to stop by the town and make some cakes and pies.
I know you do, man. Oh my gosh.
Once I get that done, then we can go on questing.
I dropped in his game on Fable 3, and I am sitting there slashing him, casting every spell I have, and he must have made 5,000 pies. And never, I don't know if he noticed me there or not, but I just keep on seeing. I'm like, shh, 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 shh. I'm like, dude. And finally, he's like, I've been calling his name in the mic and everything, no answer. Then all of a sudden, I see the pie stop making. Yo, what's up? I'm like, dude, we're supposed to play like an hour ago. I was just trying to make quick money real quick. Real quick. Might as well get a full-time job making pies. But yeah, are they going to force it on us? Is what I want to know. And I know there's going to probably be an option to turn it off. I know that, but is it going to be still in that vein? You know what I mean? I mean, is it?
It's going to feel like absent.
Yeah,
yeah. Something, yeah.
So, but it did look good.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge Fable fan, so.
Right, and then Project Spark, which we already know about. Yeah. Although the one piece of good information that came out of that is that Conker
came out of nowhere,
coming to Spark.
And we were talking. I mean, feels right.
Yeah.
Doesn't it feel right to you?
If they do make a Conker game in Project Spark, then that would be awesome. But they pretty much just said that he's going to be in Project Spark. But they didn't say how.
It kind of worries me if it's up to us.
I'd like them to put Conker in Project Spark for us to play with them, but also have Rare or somebody use the Project Spark tools and make a Conker game.
Because it looks like a storybook world.
Right, yeah, it fits.
Yeah.
So, that'll be interesting to see. Otherwise, how is that even really big news?
Yeah.
Wow, I get to skin one of my characters as Conker.
It's like we'd rather just have a real Conker game.
Yeah. So.
All right, the first big surprise to come out of the conference was Ori and the Blind Forest.
Looked good.
This is an Xbox One exclusive, almost looked kind of like an indie game.
Looked like a Child of Light, Dust type deal.
Yeah. That was a really, really good looking game.
It did. Did it kind of give you the Two Brothers feel a little bit? Not as far as gameplay or anything, but that one part where one of the characters was kind of almost laying there like dead or asleep.
It's like a depression.
And depressing music played while the other character was like pushing on it. It reminded me of Two Brothers where they didn't speak except for that language you didn't understand, but the emotion was told through the music and through the characters. Yeah. Right. And didn't that kind of remind you of that?
Yeah, for sure.
You know, but all the games we just compared it to are great indie games. So if it even holds a candle to any of those three games,
then it's on the right track.
It is. That's right. That's right.
All right. So and then Master Chief dropped in.
I gotta say, they announced
the Halo Master Chief Collection.
Master Chief Collection. Halo 1
coming November
anniversary.
Yeah.
Halo 2 anniversary. Halo 3, Halo 4, Halo Nightfall, and the Halo 5 Guardians beta, all on one disc, and they didn't announce a price. But even if it's $59.99, it is an incredible package of content. Gotta say, though, a little disappointed Halo 3 is not getting the anniversary.
I was kind of hoping it would.
I think with Halo 5 not coming this year, and Halo 5 coming next year, I think this was the best possible option that they could have done.
You think that they just didn't have the time to remaster Halo 3?
No. I think originally they were planning on doing just a Halo 2 anniversary.
Probably so. And then decided, hell, let's throw this Master Chief Collection all together.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably right about that, but it's still disappointed nonetheless. And the only reason I'm disappointed is because we all thought Halo 2 Anniversary was coming. We didn't expect all this.
What was awesome was how they even did redid the multiplayer maps.
Yeah, 6 of the most popular ones from Halo 2 they redid.
Yeah.
And
that looked awesome. That multiplayer match was dope.
It did. And then, and also the rest of the multiplayer, other than those 6 that are redone, are exactly as they were. And there's over 100 every Halo map ever made in the game, including DLC, exactly as they were, except for the Halo 1 Anniversary. I'm sure they'll have the remastered maps in that.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's really cool because when they put the disc in or they turned it on, you could see it said Halo 1. Halo 2, Halo 3, and you could just go to the one you wanted to, and you could also, what about the part they were talking about where you could put a playlist together of the most epic moments throughout all the games and play through it? That sounded really cool.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you can essentially go, if you wanted to, the end boss or the final battle, and just do a playlist of it, or you could just pick your favorite levels.
Yeah.
That sounds really, really, really cool. And, I mean, let's not discount the fact that you're actually going to get Halo 4, which is still one of the best Xbox 360 games ever made, in my opinion, and was really got the peak performance out of that console. And you're going to get it on Xbox One. To me, they probably could have said, okay, we're going to make Halo 4 HD and sell that on Xbox One, and it probably would have sold.
Yeah.
You know, so think about all you're getting. This is really a hell of a package.
Well, that That's what I want to see.
With Ridley Scott,
Yeah.
who is very experienced with sci-fi. He did Prometheus.
That's going to be a good little movie.
It is. And Forward Unto Dawn was awesome. We all love that.
Yeah.
And this is going to be like to the max. I mean, fully turned up to 10.
Yeah.
And then when does the beta start?
The beta
December.
The beta starts, I think, right around not long after the Chief Collection comes out.
I thought she said the Chief Collection, and then I think she said December the beta will start.
Yeah.
And then Guardians I guess that'll be holiday 2015. I would almost
next
say.
year.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean that I'm gonna buy it for sure.
Yeah. Well, right now, Halo 5 Guardians is fall 2015. So maybe even a little bit before the holiday season next year.
Are you surprised we didn't hear about the Mass Effect trilogy on Xbox One? I thought maybe we might hear about that.
I wasn't surprised we didn't. That would have been nice to have. I mean, like, there was rumors about that a couple weeks ago, and then those rumors just stopped, and there was nothing after that. Usually, if there's any credence to a rumor, you'll continue to hear a little bit more about it.
I could totally see it happening.
Before it just leaked altogether.
You know, what they'll probably do with that is it probably will happen, but it'll probably happen maybe 6 months before Mass Effect 4 or whatever it's going to be called.
So no Mass Effect is obviously still a ways away.
Oh, yeah.
It's not coming out next year, maybe the year after next.
They're going to let Inquisition marinate a good while before Mass Effect even starts surfacing in its full glory.
BioWare will have something next year. The question is, what will it be? I'm not sure if Mass Effect will be ready by next year.
I don't think so. Usually BioWare will give you a game, every 2 years.
Yeah.
But there has been times where they've hit the every year mark. For a while it was like Mass Effect, Dragon Age, Mass Effect. So they've done that. But I think the challenge that we're facing now is they're going next gen with both titles, so it's going to take a little bit more time.
Well, EA's gotten wiser in the interim too, which is good for them.
They used to rush them out. That's why Dragon Age 2 suffered.
Yeah.
So.
All right, and so after that, Halo 5 Guardians, that's when they started getting into the stuff that's coming out next year, which was some of the best parts of the conference. The new game from the creators of Limbo over at Playdead, the game called Inside.
Look good.
Coming first to Xbox. I thought that was a really cool looking game.
Real Limbo feel to it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. The only difference was that it had a little bit of color. And that it wasn't fully flat. There was a little bit of 3D-ness.
Vehicles were in it too.
To the way it was shaded.
There was one part where he was driving a golf cart around, so there was some vehicles in there. It was swimming and underwater stuff. So it kind of seemed to again turn Limbo up to 10 on the dial. It also looked like there was zombies in it or something. Almost.
Oh, I think...
You see that one part where he was going by the buildings and there was monsters?
There was one part in there where he was walking with those... They looked like people.
Right.
Then we got in that spotlight and he started goose stepping. So I don't know if they're under some kind of horrible government and they're just trudging along through their daily lives.
Yeah.
But,
what was that game? What was that indie game that came out as part of Summer Arcade that was absolutely awesome? I can't remember the name of it now. The zombie game that was similar, that had the Limbo.
Oh, Deadlight.
Yeah. That game was great, and
that game was just free recently for gold.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I felt in this a little bit.
Right. Well, this is really going to be Playdead's opportunity to prove themselves. Were they a one-hit wonder with Limbo, or do they have the ability to make something beyond Limbo and continue to be good and relevant?
Well, yeah, and you're right. And see, the difference is Limbo kind of started this whole cell shade, black and white ordeal of the different art styles that a lot of these games have since went to. Yeah. And
there's so many Limbo clones on mobile, it's not even funny.
I know. Can they bring something fresh to what they've already done, I guess, is what we're kind of getting at. Can they do it again? Yeah,
well, like I said, from what we saw, it looks good. It doesn't look like Game of the Year material, but
neither did Limbo if you first saw
fun.
it. Let's be honest. When we first saw a trailer of Limbo, did we think Game of the Year?
No, but at that point, it was something refreshing.
It was new.
We'd never seen anything like it.
That's right. That's true.
Whereas now it's like, all right, this looks original-ish, but It also kind of looks like something we've seen before.
In fact, when it first started playing, what did we think it was? Limbo 2.
Yeah.
We all three thought that's what it was until the trailer kind of wore on, and then we were like, well, this can't be it. But.
All right, so then the biggest third-party announcement of the conference, Rise of the Tomb Raider.
I was stoked when I saw that.
Yeah. That almost made up for Fallout 4 not being there.
I was stoked when I got up out of my seat. I was stoked because you said Tomb Raider, and I said nah. Yeah. I said maybe Remember Me.
As soon as I saw that pickaxe, I knew.
Yeah.
Well, and when she went hanging, and you were like Tomb Raider, and I was just thinking, not yet, can't be.
I know, right?
Because she had the hood on, and it didn't really look like Laura, and they were talking about her memories, and then when she was hanging from that thing, I was like, it is! I was like, it is! Dude, wow, it's dope. Yeah, and I think everybody who listens to this podcast regularly knows how we felt about Tomb Raider. We loved that game.
Great game.
We loved that game. And this...
I just beat it for a second time, the definitive edition.
Damn, the definitive edition.
Yo.
But
got almost all the achievements on the jank, too.
What a game. What a game.
And something, speaking of achievements, we forgot to mention, the Master Chief Collection has a full 4,000 gamer score. That was pretty amazing, too.
That's cool.
That is cool. It's worth playing it.
It is.
Worth going through the trilogy, or the collection now.
All right, but yeah, so that Tomb Raider, it was mainly just a CGI trailer, but it looked awesome.
Yeah. What do they call it? The Birth of what?
Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Quick question on those achievements. We all know Xbox 360's achievements link up with Xbox One's. Okay, so if I play Halo 4 again on Xbox One, am I going to get a new set of achievements?
Yes.
You're certain of that?
Yeah.
Because I know with FIFA and Madden, I played on Xbox One and I played on 360, and they are the same thing, same achievements.
That must be some EA-ish right there.
Because they didn't say it in the press conference, so that's they said 4,000, but I mean whether you have it or not.
Yeah, because I played the Call of Duty Ghosts, got achievements for it on 360. Played Call of Duty Ghosts on Xbox One, got a separate set.
Oh, it was a separate set for that? Oh, good.
Same thing with Tomb Raider.
That's interesting that you said that, because now that I think about it, Madden wasn't, but FIFA was.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess they probably have the option to do it that way, because they were all the same achievements. It wasn't like they had a different set of achievements. It's just, I don't know. That's cool. So I can play it again and get a whole nother
4,000.
Yeah, get a whole nother 1,000 gamer score out of it if I want it.
All right. So, but yeah, Tomb Raider. I'm guessing that'll probably be holiday next year. Witcher 3, Wild Hunt, looking dope as ever.
Oh man. Yeah.
That was supposed to come out this year. It got delayed until February.
Probably a good thing though. Let them polish it up. Yeah. Let them get that game right. And dude,
as long as the map system's good.
This is the third of the RPGs we were talking about, and it's completely open world for the first time. As Witcher 2 wasn't completely open world; it was in sections.
But it felt very open.
It did. It was huge sections, but essentially sections. And this is Skyrim-esque, completely open world. And one of the things that they really emphasized at the press conference
was the hunting.
Yeah, and everything you see is traversable, and even the top of the peaks. And there was these mountain peaks way off in the distance, and it was just the way he tracked that griffin was dope.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
He shot him with a bolt to make him bleed, and then followed the blood. 100% agree. The Witcher 3 is looking great.
It's always been a good RPG.
Yeah. As long as they fix that map system.
I mean, probably one of the best RPGs of next year.
Oh yeah. I mean, you'll have Dragon Age.
That's this year.
No, I'm going in order. We'll have Dragon Age, then we'll have The Witcher, and then we'll have Fable Legends, and
keep you busy.
Yeah, Fable Legends is holiday 2015.
I think so. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it's going to actually kind of work out that way. We'll have a little gap between Witcher and Fable, but
find something else to build.
We'll find something else to fill.
There'll be other stuff, games that haven't been announced yet, stuff we weren't even expecting. I mean, you never know.
Yeah.
That game's Scalebound.
Yeah, well, we're getting to that. No, next up was Killer Instinct. They acknowledged Season 2. TJ Combo is definitely going to be in it. There's a trailer showing off a couple other characters.
There is?
Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Which characters did they show off?
I didn't see the trailer. I just read about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because when I was looking through, they had said roster revealed or something, but I didn't see anything on it.
I was reading about it on my phone before we came up here, but I didn't have time to watch it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how they did it at the press conference. It was just like, yeah, hey, just letting you guys know, Killer Instinct Season 2 is coming out, and I'm looking forward to playing TJ Combo. Peace. It's like, okay, so is TJ Combo Season 2?
Well, then,
okay.
Then he started talking about how his creative role at Microsoft has him working with other studios.
Yeah.
And he's been working with, and then they rolled into Phantom Dust, which Phantom Dust, that trailer looked amazing.
Yeah, I don't even remember the first one, or the original that came out. Yeah, but I don't know what the premise is or what, but yeah, it was a pretty good trailer.
The guy dude was sitting on the bench and
mind his own business.
And one chick came out of nowhere.
They've been doing some
magic.
Yeah. They've been doing some epic teasers. Like it kind of reminded me of the Halo trailer from last year's E3. You know, like those teaser trailer type where they just go the extra mile as far as the CGI and everything.
Yeah.
It was definitely a cool
really
trailer.
Good, yeah.
Especially when they start running at each other and his hand balls up.
Slow, and she deflects the ball with her magic. Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
That was super crazy. All right, The Division.
We all know.
Looking great as always.
Yeah, really
we all know this.
Blew me away last year, even blew me away again this year. It's gonna keep blowing me away.
Probably gonna blow you out next year too. Blow you away next year's E3. Probably gonna blow you away at 2016's E3 too.
It's gonna be blowing me away until it comes out.
So 2020. Actually, 2015.
Yeah,
I know. 2015 is what they're saying. We kind of knew it was going to get delayed until 2015, so it'll come out in 2015. But man, it's impressive. How about the detective feel that we almost got out of that? That was insane. He's walking and he's like, it looks like this guy died, and like these visuals came up over the world. It was like an overlay, and it showed like a guy shooting another guy and him falling into the subway.
They even showed some funny parts in there too, like that dude was laying dead on the ground and someone spray painted on the wall, sleeping on the job. There, pointing down at him.
Yeah, but yeah, looking sick. Just sick. Graphically, that game just looks amazing.
Yeah. And that's another game that Xbox is getting all DLC content first.
There was a lot of that at this show.
Yeah. Pretty much all third-party games they showed had a little thing come up at the bottom of the screen. DLC first on Xbox.
Which is a smart move on Xbox's part because you don't have to pay the insane amount of money to get the exclusivity of the game. Or it might not even be possible to get the exclusivity of the game. But this is a way to get people who have both consoles to buy the game on your console. Or somebody who has neither console to buy your console for that game. Yeah. So, you know, it's a very, very clever play on Microsoft's part.
All right, and everyone's been speculating Platinum Games exclusive for Xbox One. It's actually that was actually one of the few true rumors. And that turned out to be Scalebound.
Which looked very weird at first. It did. And I didn't get it at first. I was like, this is a Devil May Cry. And then I was like, is he really putting his headphones on? And then, boom. It kind of went into Overdrive. And, like, he turned into, like, a dragon human thing.
He, like, had scales growing
Yeah, and me and you were like, wait a minute. Is the dragon his friend? Because I swear he just helped him out. Yeah. Then he hops on him. And they all start riding it. Like, dude, it was crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun game.
Yeah. We still don't know a lot about it, but from what we saw,
it looks crazy, insane, amazing.
It looks crazy, insane, amazing. Okay.
All right, and then they ended off the conference with Crackdown motherfucking 3.
Man, finally.
Crackdown 3.
We've been talking about this for a long time.
I've been predicting it for every gaming conference.
Every gaming conference or announcement or everything, P has said, I am saying it now. Crackdown's gonna get announced, and he was gonna be right one of these days.
I even wrote an article.
Yeah, he did. That's right, you did. And today's the day that you were right.
Okay.
Today is the day. So, but yeah, the trailer for that was awesome.
Yeah, that was
It really was because that building that they blew up 16 times was but the way that building fell and it really.
In the game, I hope you can actually do stuff like that.
Yeah, me too. I was thinking the same thing.
You know, like
I hope that's not like a set piece that happens during a cutscene.
Kind of forces you to do that one time. Yeah, but it was nice to hear that announcer's voice back.
Oh yeah,
the agency.
Yeah,
welcome back, Agent. All right, and then so that was pretty much the conference right there. But real quick before we close up, they did do a small teaser for Mass Effect during the EA conference that I wanted to just touch on real quick. Thought it was pretty sweet. They showed some of the concept art.
New character.
Yeah.
With a new N7 character we know nothing about.
Yeah.
One of the concept art pieces that they showed though was that new character standing in front of what we all know as the galaxy map on the Normandy. Yeah, and he's standing there just like you do when you just press the button. And that got me excited right there.
Yeah, so I hope Normandy comes back, or at least some kind of
a sequel. Definitely a sequel. That's good news because how many times did we talk about it better be a sequel?
I also know since it's a sequel, there's possible that there could be returning characters.
True.
Like I think the Asari lived for a really long time. I think it's one of the species that lived for a really long time. So possibly could see Liara maybe.
Possibly.
It's unfortunate. I don't.
Krogan don't live for shit, so we're not going to see any of the Krogan.
Yeah. I don't think the Turians were. I think the Turians are more like humans' life cycle. So
actually,
we probably won't see a returning Garrus, but Garrus was everybody's favorite character. Everybody liked Garrus.
What about the Solarian? We already know about that, but the gosh darn it, the Promethean.
Right.
Oh
yeah. I wonder if we'll see him. The Javik. Yeah. Did I say Promethean? Yeah. Prothean, not Promethean. Oh, gosh, it's been a while since I played Mass Effect. Oh, but yeah, Javik. I'd like to see him again because they live. I mean, he could essentially live forever if he went to cryostasis like he did.
If he went to cryostasis the second time, yeah.
But again, the cycle is over. We know how Mass Effect 3 ended, so it is a very good possibility we'll see some.
And I'm guessing that it's going to be a all new threat. We're not going to be dealing with the Reapers anymore.
Oh no, absolutely not. Yeah. That would just be
stupid.
Yeah, we've already been there and done that for 3 Mass Effects. I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah.
But if you don't get excited about the possibility of more Mass Effect, then you're just not a gamer.
Not at all. Not at all. But yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. Awesome stuff showing off. Super excited. Great time to be a gamer.
Real quick, did you mention the new IP by BioWare that they announced?
I mean, it's unannounced, so.
But that we do know that they have a third team working on a new IP to go along with Dragon Age and Mass Effect, which is news in itself.
Probably a couple years away.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. So,
but exciting stuff, and we still got more to go. It's only only
the very beginning. The beginning, the first few hours, really. So,
but yeah, so we will catch y'all next time.